You know it's time to get the lab coat on. Twin Peaks, yeah, cause we out here being hella wrong. Twin Peaks, and you know we're never stopping till the hammer drop.
I want to briefly review some relevant biochemistry and a few definitions. We'll start with the definitions. We all learned in high school anatomy about the funky-looking homunculus, depicting the relative volume of sensory or motor neurons dedicated to a particular anatomic region of the body. But that name is actually incomplete.
You don't have a mouth in your brain?
No, I don't think I do. Haven't checked in a while. There might be the case. But no, this just refers to the regions of the cortex that, I guess, map onto.
Well, we all know that my gut runs through my brain, so maybe you should get a gut-brain connection.
That's so weird. That's so disgusting. How does that even happen? How the fuck does it even happen? Like, you're supposed to keep your germ layers separate.
I'm built different.
How do you involute your germ layers on yourself? What the fuck? Okay. Whatever.
Homunculus simply means little man or little humanoid. In fact, a now famous statue by Dutch artist Margriet van Brevoort called Homunculus loxodontus sits in front of the Leiden University Medical Center and, according to the artist herself, symbolizes the emotions of people who wait in the doctor's office. Known affectionately in various post-Soviet Union countries as Zidane, Pokekon, or Pakakon, the Latin translation
it's a Pokemon? Can we catch it?
Little elephant humanoid. When talking about the neurosciences, our homunculus is a dysmorphic little man whose grotesquely overdeveloped body parts of the hands.
Oh my god. He's fucking hideous.
This is what
or sexy
would satirize humanity looking like. This is crazy.
His lips and tongue depict the relative volume of cortical brain dedicated to the regional anatomy and therefore is called a cortical homunculus. Our homunculus was developed out of the pioneering work by Dr. Wilder.
When do we get to the FMRIs? What is going on?
Yeah, he looks like somebody that would make the homunculus. You know what I mean?
We're looking at goblins in bottles. Come on.
His graduating year at Princeton University in 1913, about 5 years before obtaining his medical degree from Johns Hopkins University. At the Canadian McGill University in the 1940s, Dr. Penfield refined his techniques on the surgical treatment of severe epilepsy. Using a local anesthetic, he would remove a section of the skull and then stimulate areas of the awake patient's cerebral cortex with a small electrical probe, observing the patient's response to both identify the...
I love the little zap. It's good. It's good stuff.
Seizure focus and map out the function of the regional normal brain tissue that may be affected by the surgical resection. This became known as the Montreal procedure, and the information gleaned from these innumerable cortical mappings was published in 19...
Patient does not look healthy. I don't think those tags are supposed to be there. A healthy person? What
no, it's great. It's good stuff. How else are you going to know where your brain bits are supposed to go?
We pointed a laser at this guy's brain at 8 different places in this guy's brain to see what happens, and we burned a couple of holes in his brain.
I'm sure it's fine.
51, replete with the original motor and sensory cortical homunculi drawings. With functional MRI, we can non-invasively simulate some of Dr. Penfield's mapping work. The key lies in the exquisite biomechanical control of regional cortical blood flow and the distinct differences in the NMR signal of oxy and deoxyhemoglobin. With that, we'll briefly review some relevant hemoglobin biochemistry and then put it all together
be popping up on the FMRI
to make an FMRI.
You got neurons doing shit.
Hemoglobin is a metalloprotein containing 4 subunits, 2 alpha and 2 beta. Looking at one of the subunits, there is a watertight globin protein surrounding the non-proteinaceous iron-containing heme molecule, which is attached to the globin chain with a pentagonal histidine amino acid. The ferrous form of iron on the normally functioning heme molecule has 6 coordinate sites, 5 of which are occupied by the 4 attachments of the pyrrole ring, and the 5th to the histidine anchor securing the iron to the proteinaceous globin chain. The free 6th site carries oxygen to all the cells of our body. Fortunately for functional MRI, There is a different NMR signal for oxy and deoxyhemoglobin, which we can utilize to help determine regional brain activity. The magnetic properties of an element or a molecule is largely influenced by the number of paired or unpaired electrons in the valence shell. Elements or molecules with all paired electrons are generally diamagnetic and exhibit no significant magnetic effect and therefore do not really influence the local NMR signal. On the other hand, elements or molecules with unpaired electrons are generally paramagnetic and in high concentrations can destroy the local NMR signal, making these areas darker on a standard spin echo sequence. Oxyhemoglobin has a reddish...
Alright, this is getting kind of technical now.
No, this is good. This is good. Some things are magnetic, some things are not, and that's how it's able to tell the
with no
regions
unpaired
that
electrons
are being used for oxygen, and the regions that are not.
and is therefore
Well, yeah, I mean that's how the fMRI is mapping the brain, is using the different blood flow areas and connecting that to which areas are lighting up when you're feeling different emotions.
This guy kind of is just like autism posting. Like, okay, we get it. Like the unpaired and paired electrons, they change the magnetic like responses of region, but like we don't really need to know diamagnetic and paramagnetic. It's just kind of like a little too much. Maybe that's just me. We can do as you like.
You know, I brought some pills for you today there in front of us, between us. Did you see those?
Oh, they kind of look like seeds.
Feel free to peck at them.
Well, I don't want to like take too many. What
no,
if you
it's
want
just it's been a couple episodes now, and I just feel like they may help you.
Can I grab them? Like, I don't want to do this on camera right now, Salty. Can I do this later? Can I grab them later?
Do you want to end up like Smugbug here?
He does not look like he's ready to take any pills. What is going on with him? What have you done?
Well, he fell into my raccoon trap on your stream, but then you let him get out of it for some reason.
So you bound him to a chair and gagged and blindfolded him?
Yes, I had to hunt him down. I have to make him pay for his crimes. Someone has to.
What were his crimes? What did he do?
Come on!
Are you actually like trying to get me to turn the other like feather and take this bribe of mystery medications to turn another feather at your crimes with someone who was formerly a guest on my show? You're recording him too? Oh my fucking god, Salty Squid. Press fucking play. Let's learn about fMRIs. This is what you're doing to the bug, right? You're gonna put him through an
diamagnetic with
fMRI.
no significant effect on the local
You're gonna
NMR
take a look
signal.
at the regions that
When
have not been
gives
cut
up
off
its oxygen molecule
from their
it
supply of
appropriately
oxygen
becomes the bluish
and are not yet falling
deoxyhemoglobin.
necrotic. Yeah, okay.
With 4
That's
unpaired
great.
electrons, the molecule is now paramagnetic. The high concentration
No, I was gonna find out what happens when you pour salt directly on the brain of snail.
Oh my
of the
god.
paramagnetic deoxyhemoglobin in the regional blood cells causes field inhomogeneity and
Do they have a
susceptibility
centralized nervous
artifact from
system?
the rapidly
I don't think they
dephasing
do.
protons, which
It would
decreases
still-
the local
okay.
NMR signal. So in summary,
Nasty.
oxyhemoglobin shows up brighter than deoxyhemoglobin on a T2 weighted image. But this is just half the picture.
It pops.
As we stated earlier, metabolic
Yeah, no, I'm fairly certain they do not have a central nervous system. So I'm just gonna pour it on the goo near his head and hope it does something.
He's gonna look that Wojak that's got its skull caved in.
Ideally.
Funny.
Ideally.
That'd be very funny.
active tissues in the body generally have some form of local oxygen and energy storage that can be readily accessed during periods of high demand. In the liver and muscles, glycogen can be rapidly broken down into glucose for quick energy, and myoglobin is the iron-containing molecule in the skeletal muscles of animals that provides
Holy
a local
yapping.
oxygen source. However, the brain, the most metabolically active organ in our body,
Is it gonna
has
get
no
into
such reserves
cooperative
and is
curves
therefore
next, or
highly
what?
dependent on a tightly regulated local blood supply. The local blood supply to a group of resting neurons is sufficient to support the basal metabolic needs of the cells themselves. In the arterioles, the incoming blood is highly oxygenated. Again, oxyhemoglobin has a reddish hue and is diamagnetic with no significant effect on the regional MR signal. The neurons extract what they need to stay alive, leaving predominantly
What are
the
you
bluish
doing?
paramagnetic deoxyhemoglobin in the venules. When the neuron activates, immediately the cell extracts more of the
Probably
available
all the better.
oxygen from the
Just forget about
capillaries,
it.
leaving
Like it
a
didn't
higher
happen.
percentage of deoxyhemoglobin in the downstream venule. As such, we would expect a significant signal drop-off in the region of activated brain due to regional increases in the paramagnetic deoxyhemoglobin. However, the local
Yeah. Some
presence of
areas become
neurotransmitters induces the
magnetic and
support cells around the neurons
magnetos
called
in your mind, and he
astrocytes
can
to
control your
release
mind.
vasoactive chemicals
The
onto
electric
the
world hypothesis
arterioles,
is
causing the
real.
vessels to
Everything is
dilate and
actually
supply
electrical
more
signals and
oxygen and
magnets.
nutrient-rich blood to the working regional
There's no
neuron.
such thing as gravity.
Even though the activated neurons are more efficiently extracting the oxygen from the heme molecules, the increased volume of blood is more than sufficient to meet metabolic demands.
You know, I really hope that you're listening to this, Smug. Smug,
Listening to what?
where did he go? You let him go?
No, he tipped over and he like I thought that was you. You were like
Two
kicked him
2 days in a
over.
row?
You're like look at as he like struggles to like get away, bound to a chair, gagged and blindfolded. Like, isn't it gonna be like how far can he really get? It's like he hasn't even made it past the door. Salty, look, he's still crawling.
We're filming a show here, though. I can't leave my
Just
spot.
drag him back.
I can't
Set
leave my
him up in
spot.
front of the camera.
Round 2.
Just drag him. He's like literally like slower than a snail now. I don't know how you managed to like find a chair for a shelled individual. Oh, wait, is he fighting you? Oh. I mean, is he deaf? Can he still listen to the video?
He can hear.
Smug, nod if your neurons are still firing.
That's not a good sign.
Were they ever? Am I right? Press play.
And we actually end up with a paradoxical increase in the reddish oxyhemoglobin in the downstream vessels. And since oxyhemoglobin is diamagnetic, there is a relative increase in the local NMR signal compared to the inactive neurons, producing a bright signal in the region of neuronal activity. As you can see,
This
the
guy's got
signal
a laser
resolution
in his
between
brain.
the active and resting neurons is based on the relative concentration of oxyhemoglobin in the downstream venules, and hence this type of imaging is referred to as BOLD, or blood oxygen level dependent functional MRI. While BOLD fMRI is a powerful tool in functional
But
brain
you can call me
research, there are some
FMRI because we're
definite
friends like
inherent
that.
limitations of the current technology,
Okay,
predominantly
buddy.
temporal resolution and spatial accuracy. With the requisite neurochemical mechanism of regional blood flow, there is a finite amount of time between neuronal activation and a detectable increase in the downstream diamagnetic
It's crazy.
oxyhemoglobin.
This guy hasn't
As
even
such,
talked about
there is
how
an
the
inherent
multiple
time
layers of the fMRI will be used to build a voxel map of intensities of regions of the brain, and that voxel map of intensities will then be co-associated with every other voxel to generate the broader connective networks, like the default mode network or the attention network or the control network. It's crazy. There's
Who
like
are you
2
trying
minutes
to
left in the
impress
video.
here, man? It's just me, you, and the smug bug.
It's you've got the camera rolling, don't you? Hold on.
It's not pointed at us.
I've always there's always a camera salted. Like I've always don't maybe you don't understand because like you're not a bird. So maybe it's different.
My brain's
But
a
for
donut.
birds we have to constantly perform. And I guess it's in ways that maybe your little cephalopody brain really wouldn't be able to understand. And that's why Smugbug was able to get away from you.
That's fair.
See, I was
decreasing the temporal
you can't do that. I
resolution
was
between
performing
neuronal
hallucination. You
stimulation
can't.
and a detectable signal change. Again, since we are indirectly detecting neuronal activity based on the regional increase in the downstream levels
much is
of
left of this video?
oxyhemoglobin over baseline, Depending on the orientation of the venous drainage,
3 minutes?
signal
Okay.
localization may actually
Alright.
be detected a few millimeters away from the actual neuron.
Are you feeling impatient, my friend?
Uh,
Are you having anxiety about getting to this research paper? I'm just trying to get a little refresher in there, let the people know what we're talking about. You know, not everybody deals with fMRIs as much as, you know, somebody in the medical field or in the bioengineering field or whatever the fuck we do is.
I don't have anxiety. You have anxiety.
I
I'm super
always
chill.
have anxiety, okay? That's not fair.
What do you? I mean,
Neuronal
you're away
activity.
from water. Yeah, I expect that.
In 2009, C.M. Bennett et al. Presented a now famous poster in MR circles entitled Neural Correlates of Interspecies Perspective Taking in the Postmortem Atlantic Salmon, an argument for multiple comparisons correction. While in the
They did
MRI, the
FMRI on a
researchers
fish?
showed a dead Atlantic salmon.
Yes, are you about to be racist? I'm standing right here.
Oh wait, no. This was a pretty funny study. They were like, oh, this fish still has stuff going on inside its brain.
I might not be a fish, but like sea folk gotta stay together, you know?
Yeah, with her donut brain.
A series of photographs depicting human individuals in various social situations and asked the salmon to determine what emotion the
And this
individual
this
in
fish
the
looks so stupid. Like your entire face is like your mouth. That's crazy.
The researchers were able to detect significant bold fMRI signal changes within the dead salmon's brain cavity. The poster was not
Wait,
intended
I mean,
to
there
mock
are
the
oxidative
fMRI
changes going
technology
on
itself,
during death.
but to raise
Like, let's be
awareness
real
of the
here.
spurious results.
This
There
is
are
the best study
electrons
ever.
moving around.
Background noise if multiple comparisons correction aren't routinely utilized when analyzing the raw FMR data. Some of you smart individuals watching
Yes,
this
take it
video
with a
right
grain of
now
salt.
may be
We
able to
take
figure out an MR
fMRIs with a grain
technique
of
that
salt.
overcomes these
Yeah.
inherent limitations of the bold fMRI methodology. Taking advantage of the high intrinsic spatial and contrast resolution of standard MRI, multiple EEG pads.
This guy
can be
didn't even
placed on
talk about the
scalp prior to
voxels,
MR
Salty
imaging.
Squid.
These special
He
pads
didn't
would
talk
contain
about the
a small
voxels. Are you
oil-filled
fucking kidding
capsule in the
me?
region of the
I was
contact
anxious
that
and
would be
I was
detected with
correct.
a standard
My anxiety was correct.
I didn't
did
pre-watch. We experienced
No.
this together.
We did.
one spin echo sequence and
I
thus
didn't get to the
serve as
voxels.
multiple
And
fiducial
I'm kind of feeling
markers.
depressed.
After the scan volume is acquired, each lead pad would be labeled and connected to a specialized EEG machine. That
There's
could
still a few
analyze the
seconds left, you never
task-oriented
know.
Signals emanating from the brain,
Yeah, but he's
similar
talking
to the
about
constellation
EEGs
of
now.
satellites in geosynchronous orbit around the Earth.
I
that
clicked
the
for
sensor uses to
fMRIs, not
determine your
EEGs.
location on
Come
the
on.
Earth's surface. The system could analyze the relative strength of the new activity.
Okay, yeah, this sucks. But basically, the whole point of that was to say that, you know, fMRI, the technique that they're using is tracking blood flow in the brain in order to use that as a way of biomarking or biotyping different forms of mental disorder.
Correct! That's the study we've got today, Salty Squid. We've got personalized brain circuit scores. Identify clinically distinct biotypes in depression and anxiety. They got a bunch of depressed people, they got a bunch of anxious people, they brought them all together, they ran them through a machine, they brought a couple of normal people, I guess, ran them through the same machine, and found 6 types of depression and anxiety. Wow. Salty Squid, do you want to take a look at the abstracts? What have they got for us? What do we
yeah.
have in store?
Let's see.
Oh, there's
So,
also the pharmacological arm of this study. It's actually crazy because they then studied each of these biotypes' responses to the standard of care.
oh,
It's
did
crazy.
they? Is that a follow-up
It's
study? Is that one of the
crazy.
ones that you sent me afterward?
No, it's in this one.
Oh.
It's all in this one, Salty Squid. I could never have been anxious with studies like this on the show.
Okay. Why don't you pick up one of those fucking pills, huh?
I can we do this after the show? Like, come on. Like, I want to be. We want to be professional here. Can we? Do we even know what they are? Can we like give one to the snail to see if he like starts foaming at the mouth or something?
No, he's not allowed to have any painkillers. I need him to be lucid.
Like, what if you're giving me cyanide pills?
No, I would never do that. I took 3 of them before the show.
You
Yeah, what do you think I was doing before you got here while tying this guy up? I wanted to have a little fun.
You were popping pills. Can you even read the bottle?
I'm just trying to be a good influence on the youth.
Okay, well then how about you influence the youth by reading the abstract?
Wow, Dispel, what a great suggestion. I'm going to read that abstract.
Salty's good. There's a biotype for you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you sold me. I'll read the abstracts.
Fuck you. So yeah, the paper is called Personalized Brain Circuit Scores Identify Clinical Distinction Biotypes in Depression and Anxiety. What the hell does that mean? Let's read the abstract and find out. So, there is an urgent need to derive quantitative measures based on coherent neurobiological dysfunctions, or biotypes, to enable stratification of patients with depression and anxiety. We use task-free and task-evoked data from a standardized functional magnetic resonance imaging protocol conducted across multiple studies in patients with depression and anxiety. When treatment-free and after randomization to pharmacotherapy or behavioral therapy, for these patients, we derived personalized and interpretable scores of brain circuit dysfunction grounded in theoretical taxonomy. Participants were subdivided into 6 biotypes defined by distinct profiles of intrinsic, task-free functional connectivity within the default mode, salience, and frontoparietal attention circuits, and of activation and connectivity with frontal and subcortical regions elicited by emotions and cognitive tasks. These 6 biotypes showed consistency with their theoretical taxonomy and were distinguished by symptoms, behavioral performance on general and emotional cognitive computerized tests, and response to pharmacotherapy as well as behavioral therapy. Our results provided a new, theory-driven, clinical, validated, and interpretable quantitative method to parse the biological heterogeneity of depression and anxiety. Thus, they represent a promising approach to advanced precision clinical care in psychiatry.
Woo. Oh, yes. Yes. Okay, but your thoughts were this paper was not very interesting.
Kinda. It was okay.
Okay. Well, you say that.
It just didn't give me any like good answers.
Oh yeah.
I like good answers. Yeah, I
Unfortunately,
mean,
like,
it's fun that you can like map out the brain and be like, oh look, when this part of the brain is firing, you're having anxiety. That's great. That doesn't get me any closer to not having anxiety though.
yeah. Well, I mean, unless like you shine like
Or
a laser
depression.
at that. You shine like a laser at that one like area, and then you'll fix it.
Moscow?
But I mean, you're right. Like, not everybody has access to a laser strong enough to point at their brain and fix like right on the spot. So what do we do? I guess I don't know. We just like, I guess knowing is also power in this case. Like, we know that like depression really isn't like, okay, you've got too little, too much serotonin. It's like we know that SSRIs work, but we're not exactly sure why they work, and distinguishing based on biotype might help us understand.
It's funny you should say that. Do you want to chat about SSRIs for a second?
Yeah, we can talk about SSRIs for a second.
I did find this little part at the bottom here interesting to put in my notes that depression. I'm gonna read out this little blurb. Is that okay, Dispel, if I read this blurb?
Yeah, go ahead.
Smugbug, are you okay? Can I read this out? You don't care. Okay. Depression and associated anxiety disorders are an important global public health burden, the treatment of which has been hindered by the etiological and phenotypical heterogeneity. The current psychiatric diagnostic system assigns a single label to the syndromes that may involve the dysfunction of multiple and overlapping neurobiological processes, which in turn would probably each require a different treatment. What does that mean to you, Dispel?
It means that there are a bunch of varieties of depression and anxiety that probably overlap on one another. And the former distinction of either you have anxiety, you don't have anxiety, you have depression, you don't have anxiety, or you do have depression and it's major, or it's minor, it's based on like a certain time frame, might do well to be improved with more distinct phenotypes that appreciate the overlap between anxiety and depression.
Yeah.
And
You know,
maybe some of these will be targeted for therapies better.
that's where I was going with it. Therapies. Now, what kind of therapies can we find for these poor souls?
Well, they used the standard of practice or 3 medications. I gotta find these medications. Oh my god. Here it is. During these trials, participants were randomly assigned to receive one of 3 commonly prescribed antidepressant medications: escitalopram, sertraline, or venlafaxine extended release, or an established behavioral intervention that integrated problem solving with behavioral activation compared with treatment as usual, which was 86 participants. Good number of participants for what these people are wanting to research. I'm not familiar with what these medications are, what they do, what the difference between them would be.
Me neither, but I really think that maybe Futurama has it right, and we just need to start opening suicide booths, you know?
That's a massive leap. Because some of these
Like, we've
treatments seem to have
tried
done
talk
well.
therapy, we've tried drugs, we've been doing this a while. Come on, it's time, you know?
Okay, but like in a post-industrial America, like what else are people supposed to do but like talk to each other about their problems?
Too many sad boys in society.
Yeah.
Why fix the societal and environmental factors leading to that sad boyness when we could just invest in the suicide booth, you know?
Well, the
It could
suicide
be
booth
big.
or like the laser helmet to zap your depressed area. We could do either one.
What if we just built a
Soma.
laser to zap Moscow and then I'd be less depressed?
Ooh. Ooh, like a big mirror.
Like a Earth brain
orbiting the
laser.
sun.
Yeah.
A what? An Earth brain laser?
Yeah, a brain laser, but for Earth. We're gonna give Mama Earth a brain laser.
Oh boy. And who's the brain of Mama Earth?
Tafiti. Haven't you seen that movie?
No.
the Heart of the Ocean?
I'm beginning to think you should have been the one in the straitjacket, not Bug.
Whoa. Accusations.
Maybe I'll see how I'm feeling after these medications.
I don't fit in the
Let's talk about these
straitjacket.
biotypes they found. You don't fit in it? Yeah, you've
No.
got too many squiggly wigglies going around.
They can't build one that can contain me.
They'll find one. Sooner or later.
But yeah, biotyping. So it's usually used in biology to classify microorganisms based on their morphology or their chemical makeup or their individual characteristics. But it's also been used in psychiatry, modern psychiatry, to classify mental disorders based on individual disruptions of the brain circuitry, which they use fMRI to map.
Yes, indeed. All right. I've got the naming scheme that they use to identify these biotypes. If you go to figure 3, we can take a look at how they define these biotypes. Everything else is pretty much just like, wow, we ran a bunch of statistics on this stuff. Pretty much like the same as the sleep study. Like we had a bunch of statistics and we fed it into like a pseudo space and then it generated the clustering to identify 6 clusters or 5 clusters and 1 random one. All right, but let's take a look. Are you at figure 3?
I don't think so. Hold on.
What figure are you on?
I don't know. What page is figure 3 on?
Page. I'm on the web. I
Oh
can
my
tell you.
god.
It probably is like figure 1, 2.
Yeah, I know how that goes. I that's why I'm trying to figure it out. Don't worry, I'm gonna cut all this. Bro. The problem is none of these figures are labeled. Okay, wait. There's figure 2. So then this is the one with the brains that says A B C D E F.
Yeah, the one with the brains. They put like runes on the brain.
Yeah. Biotypes, and then it's got symptom, severity, behavioral dysfunction, severity after treatment.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you.
Figure 3?
Figure 3?
Yeah.
これは何ですか? Onegaishimasu?
We've got 6 biotypes. The first one is an improvement, or I guess improvement would imply a moral weight that I don't imply.
No, I'm employing a moral weight to all of this.
It would be an increase in the default mode network's connectivity, an increase in the salience network's connectivity, and an increase in the attention network's connectivity. So like the opposite of ADHD, I think, is this depression biotype.
Yeah, everything is severely like the areas that are activated are not the ones that are going to get you up and moving and doing things. They're very lethargic.
Yeah. Very, very activated. Lots going on in these in this DSA depressed agents, with a very lovely rune. I would like to say for their biotype.
Okay, but what I'm not understanding is how the rune transfers over to the behavioral dysfunction. Like, okay, these areas are lighting up, cool, but what does that mean as far as you being depressed?
These are the regions of the brain that were differentially active during the FMRI, and that's based on a couple of their scores, some of them which include the standard resting state FMRI or the untasked FMRI, where we can get the default mode network, salience network, attention network, but they also included task stimuli, which included showing people a scary face. So I guess if you've got anxiety, your cortisol is gonna spike, and you're gonna be like, oh my god, there's a person, and I need to look them in the eye and tell them that society isn't gonna collapse in the next week.
But it is.
It might. I guess we'll find out. But you'll
God.
look, if you look at the first biotype and the second biotype, they've got very similar, like, yellow-shaped runes.
Yeah. Is that what we're calling them,
But
runes?
they kind of look like runes, don't they? Like brain runes, depression,
Brain
anxiety
runes.
runes.
Hell yeah. Mental disorder runes.
Mental illness runes.
I'm gonna copy some of these down and put them over my enemies' pictures and see if I can give them mental illness.
Yeah, make sure you get like the functional connectivity correct, because the first biotype is understood by the combination of all 3, the DSA. The second one is exclusively a change in the attention network and a decrease in the connectivity. So if you look, the connection between the dots is dotted, and the yellow significant bar is down instead of up, like it was in the first biotype.
Yeah, I see this.
All right. The next biotype down, the third one, has got a change in the activity during a task. So they've got a change in their negative affects evoked by a sad stimuli. So if you see, like, I guess they showed them like a frowny face, and these people had an improvement or an increase in the activity here, but that apparently associates to greater rates of brooding.
But it has 0 behavioral dysfunction.
No, it does. Like they brood more. They're one of their clinical outcomes is that they're more like angsty. These NSP biotypers. Yeah, if you look
you
at
gotta
okay, if
speak
you look
into
at
the
figure 4,
microphone.
I think I do.
Oh God, kill it.
Okay, if you look at figure 4, the third biotype has symptom severity, high symptom severity in ruminative brooding and anhedonia. So the improved connection in the negative affects evoked by sad stimuli, and then P, which is just the positive affect circuit, the improvement in the activity actually relates to an inability to feel emotions brooding sadness and I guess just like straightforward depression.
I don't know what you're squawking about. I can't hear you right now.
You better be able to hear me.
Now I can hear you.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Is my
Hello?
audio like still bad, or is it like it's been your fault?
It's probably been my fault.
By the way, don't expect me to carry Bug. Like, don't expect me to carry his corpse anywhere or like help you to melt it anywhere. My bones are hollow. I'm not made for picking stuff up.
We've both been carrying Bug. The pond would be dead without our contributions. He's not doing anything
True!
worth a goddamn thing.
True. Holy fuck.
It's the carry of
Okay.
the century. Anyway.
It is. Okay, we've got the fourth biotype, which is the CA+, which is a change in the cognitive circuits activity. And they're known for negative bias, threat dysregulation, anhedonia, lack of attention, lack of executive. This is like the ADHD version of anxiety depression.
Yeah, I was like, they didn't name any of these with the mental disorder that's associated with them.
Yeah, but there's only like overlaps. So if you go to figure 5, you can find that the next one is the veteran one.
The veteran
mentioned.
one.
Yeah.
Oh no. I don't know
So
what that even means.
the fifth biotype is the NTCC. So that means that there was a change in the negative affect evoked by a conscious threat and the connectivity responsible for those regions, as well as the purple, which is the C, which is a decrease in the cognitive circuit connectivity. Or no, not connectivity, but the activity rather. So a decrease in both the
magenta
negative affect. Yeah, so the magenta stands for the cognitive circuit.
Dope.
The orange represents the negative affect evoked by conscious threat. So both of those regions down in this biotype. What do we see in this biotype? The greatest participation of people with post-traumatic stress disorder.
Post-cosmetic stress disorder? Is that when you order the wrong makeup and it makes your face all rashy, and then you have to go to school and it's picture day and you make a fool of yourself and then you don't get into the college you wanted because everybody hates you?
But you don't send your picture to the colleges that you apply to. And like also war and cosmetic surgery, yeah, definitely go hand in hand. The Civil War and World War I like literally founded cosmetic surgery. But nowadays, like they have to like cope that actually they're about like fixing cleft palates or whatever instead of like injecting Botox. Anyways, back to the veteran biotype, you would notice that it's also got the greatest contribution of any of the biotypes of people who have social anxiety disorder. Salty, what are your thoughts about your neighbors? Do you know them? Are you familiar with them?
I know them. They let me borrow their truck.
Didn't they say like they hated your gay flag on gay month?
They probably secretly don't like me and would rather that I burn in hell.
Okay. I don't think that would be the case. I think they probably like you. Because you're an active member of the community that goes to those meetings where we talk about enslaving prisoners to pick up trash. Good use for prisoners, by the way.
That's a wild way to put that.
It's certainly something. So they've got a little bit of generalized anxiety, a little bit of major depressive disorder. Yeah, you know, the classic stuff.
You've got anxiety with ruminating.
I might. But
5 seconds of silence and he starts fucking yapping again.
I'm sorry, we're running a fucking entertainment product. No dead air is the law.
Is that the law?
That is the law. In fact.
What about comedic timing? Sometimes comedic timing requires dead air.
I wouldn't say that I've got comedic timing at all.
That's why I'm the clown here and you're the professor.
Excuse me. Sorry, I'm just.
Are you making room for more pills?
No. I was just like I had like a couple of seeds earlier before we got here, like and a couple of like pomegranate seeds, and I was just like regurgitating them because I wanted to snack before I try whatever the fuck you've got in these pills. So, anyways, the final biotype that they identified, I guess, is like the miscellaneous category, because it's like the deficit mode network, the salience network, the attention network, the negative affect network,
Wait, you're just gonna blow
positive
past the
affect
fact that you're
circuits.
calling this the veteran group because they have the
No, no,
highest
no, 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 no.
PTSD score?
Yeah, but that was the fifth one.
Yeah. E, the NTC group.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yes.
just because they have the
Yes.
highest PTSD score, they're automatically the veterans?
Yes. Correct.
Other people can have post-traumatic stress disorder.
Like a veteran?
Not like a veteran, but there are other stressful events that can cause it.
That certainly could. Yeah, that
What if you get mugged and then you are afraid to leave your house because you think you're gonna get mugged every time you go outside?
Wouldn't that just be like anxiety though? Instead of, like,
Generalized
post-traumatic
anxiety?
disorder?
No, it's post
Yeah.
trauma. It's post trauma.
But as far as I'm aware, like like post-traumatic stress disorder means like you seize up in like a stressful situation or like on like positive stimuli that are associated with.
The way you're talking about it is like combat vets who come back all fucked up because they saw their buddy's head explode.
Yeah, that sucks. And
Yeah.
like you can see somebody's head explode in America. Like you don't even need to go to the sandbox to do that. So like yeah, I'm sure it happens across America. And yeah, like the biotype 5 might not necessarily be exclusively veterans, but it's the PTSD one. Maybe people who are not veterans and have PTSD actually belong in the other biotypes. You can see that they've got a little sliver of PTSD.
Also, are veterans the most like socially inept people out there?
Ooh, PhDs are a close one with, yeah, PhDs are a close one with veterans, I think.
Maybe this is the PhD group then, because they have post-traumatic stress disorder from, academia.
One of these has to be like the autism one.
Okay.
One of them has to be. I'm putting my money on the third biotype, the NSP. I'm not sure why. That's sort of like where my inclination's going. But yeah, that was pretty much it. They found, if we go to figure 4, we can see how they responded to the treatments and their clinical outcomes relevant to each one. Oh no, sorry. The NSP was the emo depressed one actually. The one that can't look you in the eyes would probably be. Actually, it might be the 5th one as well. Salty, you might have autism.
What?
You might.
No.
It's like, I don't know, maybe like the veteran PTSD biotype is also the autism one.
Well, I was gonna say, did you want to talk about SSRIs? You were talking some stuff about them earlier, saying they're really sweet and good things that you should put in your bodies, and I kind of disagree.
Oh, I think if you can enjoy life without a treatment, I think yeah, you should probably go without it. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are the military put me on SSRIs and it fucked up my brain chemistry pretty bad, and
did they really?
yeah, almost made me kill
Rock in
myself,
service?
turned me into a zombie, like it was bad.
Oh my god. Okay, so like what do you mean by like how long did it take before like you started feeling a change? Like you started noticing I feel different. That's not how I usually respond to
Probably like 2 or 3 months.
Damn. And like I mean like what made you think that? What made you decide that?
One time I was sitting in my office. I was in the Navy at the time, and I just was sitting there talking to people, my coworkers, other sailors, and I all of a sudden got the urge to just pick up my keyboard and smash them over the head with it. And instead of doing that, I had the thought that, hey, I don't think that's a normal thought. I should probably go see my psychiatrist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they say something stupid or something?
No,
you were just
no.
like sick of the conversation?
Just unexplainable rage spikes. And other than that, it made me very zombified. It didn't make me like high or low. It just kind of kept me in the middle. Made me feel like a little bit of a sociopath, like I couldn't feel emotions.
Hmm.
And
Oh, anhedonic.
and then getting off of it was kind of one of the worst things that ever happened to me. I had to wean myself off of it, and I had brain zaps, which I don't know if you know what that is, but they're not fun.
Oh my! They zapped your. They lobotomized you.
No,
Is that why you've got a
it's a
hole in
withdrawal
your brain?
symptom. It's a withdrawal
You've got
symptom
a
when you're coming off
you've
of
got a munchkin.
psychiatric drugs like that. You can have brain zaps where you have like a cascading feeling at the top of your head, like you got hit by lightning on your skull, and then it like cascades down the side of your brains, and it fucking hurts, bro.
It's like a mini seizure, is what it sounds like.
Kinda,
That's
yeah.
crazy. And
Bad
how long did
stuff.
like the recovery process like take?
Hard to say. It only took me like a month to wean myself off of it, but it was like a really hard month.
Mm-hmm.
So I was on it for like a year or so.
Do
And
you
that's why
remember
my
what
brain
like
is so cooked.
I mean,
Well, that and other things.
why did they recommend you to get on it in the first place? Was this like
Because they broke my
your
spine, and then I got real
yeah,
sad about it.
yeah, I can imagine.
I got real sad about it, and they were like, "Here, this SSRI will help with your nerve pain, but also help you not feel
Everything's
like
gonna be
so
great.
sad. Everything's gonna be great." And I was like, "Oh, cool." And then it made everything worse, and I was still in
Because yeah,
pain.
it doesn't like fix the underlying problem.
No, it doesn't fix my broken spine and the fact that I lost my military career.
And yeah, that's America is a dog fuck country that
You
is
know, I think I came up on top on that one though because I got out before shit went really south.
yeah, you still got like the plausible deniability.
Yeah.
Like we didn't know he was lying to us. We didn't know
Yeah.
which junior was lying.
I was going after WMDs. Remember?
Back when we were the heroes.
Yeah.
I
I was
remember.
propagandized. I bought the American exceptionalism propaganda. Okay. Today you have no excuse if you serve the empire. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Stop serving the corpo goblin pedophilic elites and go home to your puppy and your girlfriend.
Because
She's banging your
they
best friend right now.
what?
What?
You don't know my girlfriend or my best friends?
Well, you're not in the
Are you talking
military.
to me?
No.
Oh. Oh, yeah. No, no. It's like that song, like Hey Macarena. I cheated on you with your best friend while you were in the military. That's what the song is, right?
Is that what that translates to?
I think that's what it was, yeah.
I'll have to take your word for it. So you're
Okay.
saying about the brain scans?
They I don't know, like that's kind of it for the paper. In all honesty,
That's what I'm
they
saying.
they
This paper
threw
kind of sucked.
Okay, well, you made this paper
There
very sweet,
wasn't
so
there wasn't very much meat to pull off the bone here.
I would not say that brains are like a delectable cut of meat. It's gross, it's mucky, it's soupy, it's weird, it's fatty. We don't even know what the fuck is going on with consciousness. It's like, okay, so the brain is just working better in some of these places, and occasionally the drugs do a different thing to a specific biotype. It's like, damn, okay, like we still don't know where memories are kept really. Like, how do we kill somebody's memory of a situation? How do we kill the memory of my first kiss?
Is that what makes you depressed? Your first kiss?
No. It doesn't make me depressed. There's plenty of other things to be depressed about in the world. Are you fucking kidding me? Come on. It was in that like weird ground between like incredibly complicated, it's not worth digging into, incredibly interesting and complicated that it's like, okay, we just kind of have to take it at face value.
I understand
Look.
fMRIs, but I feel like I would need to delve into the rest of this shit for like a week and a half to understand it.
Yeah. Okay, but like I'm looking at the treatment section of the methods. Two of the medications were SSRIs, and one of them was a selectin norepinephrine reuptake inhibitor. So which one was affected by the SSRIs. None of them were characterized by a response to the SSRI. Is that what I'm looking at? Severity after treatment. The column severity after treatment shows differences in symptom severity post-treatment. That is, lower values correspond to better treatment responses. What lower values? There's like 2 values that are plotted. Comparisons on severity after treatment were conducted only for biotype treatment combinations having n greater than 5. Oh, that's why there's no fucking data points. Because they're only isolating it to n of 5, and there's no fucking data points along, like 4. Okay, for biotype A, there's 4 missing. For biotype B, there's 3 missing with no data points on them. How the fuck am I supposed to know how they respond to it? Okay. All right. We can. What's the next step? What's the next paper?
Next
for beak to beak.
Next beak to beak, we're gonna be going over one of my choices. And it's going to be the terrorist propaganda to Reddit pipeline.
Oh my god, this is such a sulfur fucking show. This is such a sulfur episode.
You know, we love a little science around here, but when Salty takes over, we love a little schizo propaganda.
Well, it's like political science, no? The art of terrorism is political science.
Sure.
Okay.
So
right,
you're gonna get rid of Smugbug here, right? We
I'll
agreed.
find a place for him.
I get you the pills. You get rid of the Smugbug.
No, we didn't agree to anything. There's no quid pro quo or whatever the Democrats accuse us of doing. It's like, no, it's not happening. This is just standard psychiatric business with a patient. Don't worry, I'll take care of it. I'll scatter him to the 4 winds. Because I can take to the winds, and you can't. You can't fly.
Are you mocking me?
I am.
Are you mocking me and
you can
mogging
fly
me?
through the water. You're like, you can fly through the water. It's like, oh, yippee! I can do like a cartwheel.
A cartwheel?
Whatever. You can do like a water cartwheel or whatever. Like, okay, who cares though? Like,
you know, I think we're gonna watch a squid documentary one of these days on stream, and you can see how actually amazing we are.
I've watched lots of documentaries of giant squids. I think giant squids are
I'm not even that large. I'm average size, above let's say above average size squid.
It's about how you hunt the prey. It's not about how big the prey is.
It's me and my homies, and we swarm the prey.
What? Is that really how you guys hunt?
Yeah. You never heard of
you guys are bullies.
The
you,
red
like, gang
red
up on
devil?
people.
Yeah, they come. They take a little chunk out of you, and then my boy, he comes up, he takes another little chunk out of you, until
That's
you're
who I
chunkless.
started the show with. The Red Devil. You cannot be for real. Salty Squid. The Red Devil. That's not who you are. I refuse to believe it. No. That's not the other end of the beak.
You are the Jesus to my Lucifer.
That's not correct.
You fly on high while I swim below in the inky depths.
Nasty.
And that's why we make such a good team.
Yeah, I'll deal with the bug. Don't worry about it. You won't even be thinking about him.
Just take him and drop him off a high building.
You're gonna be drinking your coffee, your squid coffee, and you're gonna be like, wow. I don't even remember what I did yesterday. All these days are just blurring together, and like when I stand in the grocery store and the fluorescent lights are like beaming over me, and I like zone out and I think back to the paper that I read with my bestie Dispell on Beak to Beak, and because Beak to Beak is such a great show, I made sure that I liked and I subscribed down in the YouTube, and I left a comment about which biotype I was feeling when I disassociated under the fluorescent lights of the Walmart. That's what I did in the comment section.
Yeah, I agree. do whatever the fuck he just said. Thank you for joining us on Twin Beaks. This has been Beak to Beak, where we try to make you compliant with techno capital and also edutain you with some fun science articles. Next week, we're talking about terrorism.
Yippee! Terrorism!
Are you a terrorist?
That's not a yippee. No.
Are you sure?
We can have a discussion about my thoughts on terrorism. That did in fact get me banned from a prominent liberals Discord. I did get banned from Ryan Getty's Discord for saying that terrorism is our God-given right. I didn't even say it was our God-given right. I said that people enjoy terrorism they live vicariously through terrorism because we need to give up a certain portion of our sovereignty in order to make society work. And the mediatization of terrorism and gore and smuts and disgusting shit on the internet allows us to be more comfortable with the ills of society, because it reminds us, oh yeah, at the end of the day, I guess I could always like do the death by cop. But we recommend people actually understanding techno-capital instead of raging against it, taking their life, or harming somebody else. Grab it by the reins, and the only way that you can grab it by the reins is if you know what's going on.
Yeah, so you should follow us, like and subscribe. You can find us both here at Twin Beak Bros on YouTube. You can find me at Salty Squid Stream on YouTube, and you can find his content over on Dispell Marketable Streams on YouTube. I think that covers it.
I'm covered. I'm covered in slime. Can you give me like a couple of paper towels before I carry the snail away?
No, the snail and your slime, they need to join
My
into
slime,
one slime.
It's his. He's the slimed one.
No, you're both slimy.
I don't want to get slimy. Do you know how hard that is to get out of feathers? Are you fucking kidding me?
Sliminess is next to godliness.
Have you seen the fucking birds covered in oil? That's what I'm gonna look like after the Shell oil spill, the BP oil spill in 2009. That's
Maybe
what I'm
we
gonna
can
look
get
like
you on the
after
cover of Life magazine then.
Not gonna be looking my best. I would rather to be looking prim, proper, not covered in shit. How about that? For my big time.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Twin Peaks. You know it's time to get the lab coat on. Twin Peaks. Yeah. Cause we out here being hella wrong. Twin Peaks. And you know we're never stopping till the hammer drop.